Hello, and welcome to my retrospective series on Mega Man Star Force. We're finally here. After hyping this up for so long, now we get to cover Mega Man Star Force 3. This is the triumphant conclusion to the trilogy and deserves the praise it gets. For the Star Force Legacy Collection, this game alone will likely be worth it. In Japan, used copies go for $45 to $60 from a local income perspective. In the US, I saw some shops selling for $100. In general, these higher prices are reserved for games of higher quality. Amazingly, how it reaches this height is by further embracing the Battle Network legacy and then evolving its Star Force base. Starting with the triumphant version of the main theme, this game deserves it. It's an epic conclusion, and this opening gets me hyped up. And yes, this also gets the treatment of being enjoyed to the end before I start playing. I personally think the opening imagery is misleading, but it's still cool, and that is a theme throughout this game. You will see some things happen which make no sense, but it's there to be cool and have fun. Maybe you'll find it funny, but I also get the feeling the devs embraced this and were just having fun with it. Even with my lower level of Japanese, the writing just comes off as self-aware and not to be taken too seriously, and it really is enjoyable with that mindset. That being said, there are some good serious moments that the characters pull off, and sometimes for even longer than you expect. And those flashback scenes, as a parent, they do hit nicely. I really think these appearing in the first game really would have helped elevate that story. An interesting thing is that the start screen often uses the English Shooting Star Rockman 3 Black Ace, and only like one variation uses the Japanese Ryusei no Rockman 3. Again, probably to make it sound cooler. Also of positive note is we still have 2 save files here. Off to a good start, and technically better than before, where it was actually 2 versions in one game, rather than 2 independent save files. This is a must for people who like enjoying the game's story without losing their progress. So, let's ride on. As I mentioned, this game embraces the Battle Network legacy, and that is true right off the bat. We now have NetNavis again, and copybots from Battle Network 6. No, wait. It's now we have wizards who can easily just appear in the real world and perform real world tasks like NetNavis does. That includes Warrock, who now interacts with the other characters, like in the second season of the anime. Not only that, but the other characters either have or gain wizards of their own throughout the game. These add to the character dynamics and more jokes due to the relationships. Warrock is dynamic here, being kind of smitten in a rough kid way around the mom, while acting like an angry dog at Luna is hilarious. So yeah, the world has completely changed again in terms of how things work. What's interesting is that Warrock can now appear as a wizard even while we are Mega Man. Does that make sense? Not really. Does it lead to fun moments and tag teaming? Yes. The story has a nice mix of serious and humor. That isn't to say it doesn't have its inconsistencies, because there are so many. But I feel like the game creators knew this and dived into it headlong. For one, Subaru keeps saying he wants to keep his identity a secret. But it's a running joke that pretty much everybody knows from the start, including the police. After all, the first time you change, you are given a license from the police. But Subaru never makes the connection. It's also pretty hard to keep it a secret when you jump off a 20-foot platform yelling, "Wave change!" in front of a person you are supposedly keeping it a secret from. Make sense? No. Trying to be a cool scene? Totally. Probably the most annoying is that he keeps lying to his mom about it, and the payoff for the tension this builds up is robbed. Speaking of the mom, she finally gets to shine. She is an actual character in this game, complete with wants, frustrations, and depth. No spoilers here, but let's just say it's great seeing her here, and we get a lot of payoff. For characters, the main cast returns, along with some old company from the first game. Personality-wise, maybe Misora is played too safe as a perfect idol, which is actually the subject of one of the stories, but everyone else has a range of emotions and expressions. Gonta and Kizaru actually feel like friends of Subaru now, and we get some fun conversations from them being elementary school students. They even do a good job of being friendly to the new kid, and there is some payoff there. Luna is still Luna. Again, she's either the most annoying to you or someone with high aspirations. Regardless, her presence is felt and does contribute to the emotional weight of some scenes. However, as already mentioned, everyone is their own character this time around, so the balance is better. She even gets her own wizard for more humorous interactions. Anyway, remember our good friends Ox and company from the first game? Some are back, and also wizards, though acting as if they never left and now are all good? Not only that, but also contradict the second game? Confusing. But oh well. The result is, the cast of allies expands quickly, and you get to fight characters from past games. Even Solo gets his own wizard, or something like a wizard, but the less we say about him the better. Why? Because the mystery is part of what makes him cool. Let's just say he's a good mix of base and Proto-Man from the Battle Network games. He even gets some traits of base from the manga. It's good. The new character of Ace is probably the epitome of the game trying to be cool. Does it succeed? I think he's a fine character. This game also finally delivers on what happened to Subaru's father. So if you have been waiting for that, here it is. I can't promise you won't cry. In terms of villains, King is somehow an incredibly rich man, but just wants to rule the world or destroy it. So he is the least interesting villain, despite knowing Subaru is Mega Man, and that was not even a spoiler. I never understood why he says just analyze Mega Man and do not actually engage with him. Oh well, he is arguably the least complex villain, even when compared with the alien king who was tricked. It seems like we're supposed to connect with Jack and Quintia, but I didn't really care. They have some depth, but I don't know why they don't shine for me. Jack does at least have some good moments. Heartless also has some more depth than expected. Joker is a weird one, as is fitting the name. You could say, with the appearance of Phantom Black, that he is the best villain. In terms of story, we have a nice balance of episodes similar to the first game, and episodes more plot-focused. My main complaint is the final act drags on. You basically get faked out at least twice, and those are essentially as long as a normal act. At least the ending is satisfying to close the series at. Also, pay attention to the credits roll if you are curious about something. As for the gameplay, navigation is reworked again. We can now transform into Mega Man anywhere. As a result, we have full navigation. The Wave Road still exists, and we use special portals to jump between. Cyber Inn is back, and so are themed areas. The result is a great blend of the two approaches from the first two games. I think my only complaint is how as Mega Man, people become shadows, which makes it less appealing visually to navigate the world. In addition, navigation now takes place on the top screen. The bottom screen is now relegated to something akin to a smartphone, and I think the usage is good. It can be used to quickly select floors or destinations, view optional information, and display notices. It's a fine use of the touchscreen. Again, curious to see how this translates in the collection. Now for the battle system. Here, the system is finally refined to a good point, and we have strategy again, and a more proper risk and reward. Not only that, but we also have an equivalent to style change, and it's mostly good. And if you have real brothers, then you can combine like in the previous game. The changes to the battle system mechanics take a while to get used to, and aren't really explained in a good manner in my opinion, but it makes for a much more rewarding experience. First thing you will notice is some cards are dimmed if they are overlapped by another card. Makes selecting cards a bit more tricky, but to compensate, you can now select across the row by default. In addition, these dimmed cards change function, and I found I would use that frequently. One such ability is to remove spaces like area steal, which enables you to use different attacks and control enemy movement. We also have the equivalent to panel out, which is handy defense against melee attacks, but can mess up your auto lock. This dimmed card concept is most felt in how it is used to balance your deck. This is because Mega and Giga cards are larger, making them overlap more, and you need to plan how to enable the cards or pursue an alternative. One such alternative is to overkill viruses or attack bosses with normal type cards. This raises the noise meter, which enables your transformation. Get to 50% and you transform. Finish with 100% and above, then you get a noise frag or a random illegal card, which lets you power up your deck faster than the storyline would, and your next battle will start at 50%. If you get to high levels, you may even get 3 cards. While it does not count toward your library, this makes the system really engaging as you weigh various options and fight accordingly. Get to 200%, and you can use the Finalized form and the Meteor Axis folder, which is still OP, but at least this has to be earned. This addresses many of the issues with the previous system and rewards skill and risk. The most annoying part of the system is when you reject a form. It seems they prioritize offering you that form again until you accept. At least you can go back to a previous form in the Cosmo Web, but I found the timing inconvenient and stuck with Gemini. It would be nice if I could freely switch between forms since the timing of the unlock is unpredictable. This game is a lot of fun. It's sad that it took so long to reach this level, and the series has been dormant. My guess is since fans were burned out, this game did not sell so well. As a result, Capcom decided to try recapturing the Battle Network crowd with a remake of the original game. I do have that game and have my thoughts on it, so let me know if you are interested in a video on that. As for Star Force 3, I highly recommend this, and will say it alone makes the upcoming Legacy Collection worth getting excited for. Hopefully with that, this game can get its time in the spotlight. So the planned retrospective is complete! If you like this video, please like and share. In addition to Operation Shooting Star, some potential topics I am considering include comparing with Battle Network, and the experience going through the series in Japanese. So let me know in the comments below if any of those interest you. Thank you, and I hope to see you next time.